Hello, and welcome to Introduction to Sociology. Today we will be going over Chapter 8, Media and Technology. All of the following information was retrieved from OpenStax's free resources online. To find the textbook, visit the description below. Thank you, OpenStax. Let's begin. Figure 8.1. Music fans connect in ways that overcome geographic, socioeconomic, and political differences. Question: why do you think celebrities leave or take a break from social media? To focus on their work. To avoid criticism and negativity. Because they were too focused on it. Because they did/said/posted something inappropriate or offensive. Or because their sponsors, companies, teams, or other advisors recommend it. Let me know in the comments. Question 2. What role do your online-only or social media-only friends/connections play in your life? Not much of a role. A somewhat prominent role, or a very important role. Figure 8.2. Throughout history, technology has been used to convey information. From petroglyphs near a Native American dwelling at Canyon de Chelly to warning signs outside of animal pens, our innovations have been used to provide the most effective delivery possible. Technology. Technology refers to the application of science to solve problems in daily life. Most of the devices, equipment, and manufactured materials can be considered technology. A pencil, a tissue, and a fork are technology. For example, at one point, people ate with their hands, which caused problems with hygiene and with hot food. But we have a tendency to consider newer innovations to be technology rather than older ones. An auto-driving car, a tankless water heater, GPS, or a VR headset. Equality and inequality in tech. Knowledge gap refers to the difference in information that builds as groups grow up without access to technology. E-readiness refers to the ability to sort through, interpret, and process digital knowledge. Digital divide refers to the uneven access to technology around race, class, and geographic lines. Examples: about 25% of Black people and Hispanic/Latinx people rely only on cell phones to access the internet, which can make things difficult in filling out forms, doing online work, etc. Overall, 78% of U.S. households had internet access, but in rural and low-income areas, only 68% have internet access. How about another question to consider? How close do you keep your phone? A. Always with me, always on, even when I'm sleeping. B. With me and on during the day, turned off at night. C. I sometimes leave it in the other room or in my bag during the day, and turn it off at night. Or D. I'm not very concerned about it, sometimes with me, sometimes not. The surveys cited in the text indicate that high percentages of people never go without their phone and sleep with it on and near their bed. Is this a bad thing? How different is it from people who grew up with house phones in their bedrooms? Do the percenter. Figure 8.3. Augmented reality devices, robotics and 3D printing labs, and creator spaces can significantly improve education. But due to their expense, they can also increase learning inequities, the effect of constant contact. Research has shown that constant communication via messaging significantly increases the level of attachment. But the same study also found the respondents rated the overall quality of the relationship as weaker or less satisfying when it was dominated by text messaging instead of voice conversation. Luo 2014. Researchers also found that close friends who are heavily reliant on mobile devices may have more issues regarding overdependence and differing expectations regarding communication. They also found elements of guilt and pressure to respond, called entrapment, in mobile-dependent relationships. Hall 2012. Privacy and data collection perspectives. 81% of people felt they had little control over the data collected by companies. 84% felt they had little control over data collected by the government. 62% felt that it was not possible to go through the day without having data collected about them by companies. 63% felt it wasn't possible to go through a day without data collection by the government. 79% were concerned about that data use by companies. 64% were concerned about data use by the government. Privacy and data collection of children. Child Online Privacy Protection Act. School districts must consider and control certain elements of privacy on behalf of students, meaning they cannot require or encourage students under age 13 to provide personal information. Social media and related sites have changed policies. YouTube changing commenting policies. TikTok increasing regulations but also missing on some issues. But non-visual tools like Discord have almost no controls because, without seeing them, people are more anonymous. Parents differ widely in their approaches. Some may prohibit any posting of their children's image online. Others share everything. Some parents let their children promote products through demos, try-ons, and box openings. Figure 8.4. Facebook's VP of Engineering, Regina Dugan, talked about brain-to-device and brain-to-system technology. Credit, Anthony Quintano/Flickr. What do you think of when you see this? Convenience, speed, privacy, concern, intellectual property, and innovation? Utility patents are patents that are granted for the invention or discovery of any new and useful process, product, or machine. Design patents are patents that are granted when someone has invented a new and original design for a manufactured product. Plant patents are patents that recognize the discovery of new plant types that can be asexually reproduced. Evolutionary model of technological change is a breakthrough in one form of technology that leads to a number of variations, from which a prototype emerges, followed by a period of slight adjustments to the technology, interrupted by a breakthrough. Disruptive technology, a product, service, or process, such as a new manufacturing method that affects an entire industry or way of doing things. Music companies generally sold music on entire albums on physical compact discs. Even if consumers wanted only 2 songs, they had to buy the whole album. Apple's iPod and iTunes Store changed the way people listened to and purchased music. CDs went away. People could purchase 1 song at a time, and the compensation model to music companies and artists changed. As a result, record stores went away, music companies changed, and new types of providers emerged. More recently, streaming music changed things again. Many people don't purchase their music, but rather subscribe to a service that provides it. Disruptive technology. More recent examples/outcomes. Positive and negative. Technology. Benefits to users. Negative outcomes. Additive manufacturing/3D printing. Custom make many items that are needed. No need to ship certain items across the country. Can print them locally. People can, eventually, print things at home. Shipping industry changes. Potential for lost jobs. Manufacturing workers, low and high-skilled, may be replaced. Automated mining and tree-cutting equipment. Less expensive and more efficient extraction of resources. Fewer health and safety issues for miners/loggers. Mining industry declines. Entire regions fall into poverty. Faster depletion of natural resources. Figure 8.5. One of the most popular video games, Grand Theft Auto, has frequently been at the center of debate about violence in the gaming world. Photo courtesy of Mehdi Garnett/Flickr. APA commissioned a major study which found that people who commit violence are more likely to play violent video games. But they acknowledge that the issues are correlational. They do not indicate that the video games cause violence. Figure 8.6. Television control rooms feature feeds from many other networks so that producers and reporters can see different perspectives on the same events and be alerted to new developments around the world. Figure 8.7. Many people are incredibly reliant on their devices, but in business contexts, a failing phone or computer can have impacts on customers and revenues. The attention economy. Advertising no longer relies on traditional channels to reach people. Almost every traditional venue, TV, print, radio, are now too generalized and not customer-specific, and also provide many means for people to skip/avoid the advertisement. Internet, mobile device, and social media advertising can be much more targeted. Viewing, search, site visits, and purchase behavior drive a range of marketing efforts from targeted emails to targeted ads. Sometimes the ads are so intuitive that we think our phones are listening to us. Are they? Brand ambassadors and influencers reach even deeper. Influencers may or may not reveal their affiliation when they use a product, visit a restaurant, view a movie, etc. Ambassadors are usually hired/sponsored to show particular products on their SM and in person. College students are significant ambassador targets. Would you know an ambassador if you saw one online? What about in person? Homogenization and fragmentation. Homogenization. Research by McManus, 1995, suggests that different news outlets all tell the same stories, using the same sources, resulting in the same message, presented with only slight variations. Coverage and approach decisions are made based on what will retain viewership, not inform the public. For example, most local news broadcasts spend far more time on repetitive weather reports, even on nice days, than they do on major issues like elections, government action or corruption, or health issues. Considering that large parts of the population get their news primarily from these broadcasts, the level of information is low. Fragmentation. Conversely, with cable and online news or social media, people increasingly customize their news experience, minimizing their opportunity to encounter information that does not align with their worldview prior. Also, many online/social media companies choose what the users see based on their past viewing or actions. This leads to digital tribalism, state or tendency to gather and reinforce ideas belonging to a group, and to do so out of a sense of strong loyalty. Figure 8.8. This graphic indicates the connections among people who tweeted or replied about the State of the Union address. Green lines indicate people who follow each other on the platform. Globalization. Media globalization refers to the worldwide integration of media through the cross-cultural exchange of ideas. Technological globalization refers to the cross-cultural development and exchange of technology. Media consolidation is a process by which fewer and fewer owners control the majority of media outlets. MEL. Oligopoly is a situation in which a few firms dominate a marketplace. Functionalist view on media and tech. Commercial function. Entertainment function. Social norm functions. Life-changing functions. Conflict perspective of media and tech. Control of media and technology. Gatekeeping refers to the sorting process by which thousands of possible messages are shaped into a mass media-appropriate form and reduced to a manageable amount. Technological social control and digital surveillance. Panoptic surveillance is a form of constant monitoring in which the observation posts are decentralized and the observed is never communicated with directly. Feminist perspective. Cyberfeminism is the application to and promotion of feminism online. Online and social media environments tend to promote stereotypes and are frequent sites of vitriol and misogyny, but they also present more opportunity for women and other groups to share their identities and opinions. Conflict perspective of media and tech. Neo-Luddites are those who see technology as a symbol of the coldness of modern life. Technophiles are those who see technology as symbolizing the potential for a brighter future. Social construction of reality. Social networking and social construction. Figure 8.9. What information is accessible to these patrons of an internet cafe in China? What is censored from their view? Figure 8.10. TV commercials can carry significant cultural currency. For some, the ads during the Super Bowl are more water cooler worthy than the game itself. Figure 8.11. Many people argue that women's portrayal in the media remains misleadingly narrow. But the advent of influencer culture may provide more agency to women who can control their own portrayal. Thank you for tuning in for Chapter 8 of Introduction to Sociology. We hope to see you in the next one for Chapter 9, Social Stratification in the United States. Have a good rest of your day.